Hey everyone, Eric here from Nomadic Fanatic. Welcome. I got a fun one for you today. Thank you SimpliSafe for sponsoring this video. It is very rare on this channel that I actually show you too many details about security. It's because I've got a lot of followers, and sometimes I worry that if I share too much, the wrong people can kind of take advantage of that. Well, I'm here today to show you we are going to install a complete RV or home security system, and I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to do, apparently in under an hour. It's totally do-it-yourself, so this is the company, SimpliSafe. There'll be a link in the video description if you want to build your own custom package here. It'll be simplisafe.com/nomadicfanatic. Let's go through some of what we got in my package here. We've got some signage here with some yard art stake. The base station is the main brain of the whole thing. We've got a smart lock system which will remotely deadbolt, unlock, and lock your house door. How cool is that? We got a 1080p SimpliCam. We've got the video and audio doorbell to install. There's the keypad. We'll open all this up in a minute when we sync it all. We got the smoke detector and the carbon monoxide detector. 2 motion sensors, a glass break that will sense glass being broken like a window, a water detector, so in case you have a flood, hint hint, you guys know I've already had this problem at the house, a freeze indicator, a panic button, 4 magnetic entry devices, and 2 key fobs. SimpliSafe is an incredibly effective, very reliable home security system, and I also want to reach out to all my RV peeps out there because this is our home. Yes, our home happens to move all around the country, but I'm going to show you how important it is and how much more peace of mind you're going to have having a system like this installed in your RV. You can order it online or over the phone. It's delivered right to your home. You set it up yourself in under an hour. They've even won the U.S. News & World Report's Best Overall Home Security of 2020. We're going to open up everything in here in just a minute. You've got 24-hour protection. If you're not there at the house, SimpliSafe will even call the police or the fire department for you. And every package is customizable. So let's open it all up and see what we get here. All right, we got everything unpackaged here, all looking good. You'll notice that almost everything has a little paper tab in it. That's because the batteries aren't working until you pull all these tabs out. And the other thing I really like about it is you can see it came with screws, so you could hard mount these, or it comes with the sticky removable tape, so you could tape it somewhere if you didn't want to screw into all of your walls. We're going to go over all this stuff in detail. The base we still got to plug in and program here. I love the little camera with all a long thing of USB cord there. The video doorbell audio thing, I think that might be the piece I'm most excited about. And so yeah. Looks like I may have to read some directions first, so let me peruse through this and see what order I'm supposed to do everything, and then I'll get back to you. Before we get into that, though, you know, I want to mention on this channel, why is something like this really, really important for me? Well, those of you that have been traveling with me, we have had some interesting times, both at the RV, but also at my house. And, you know, security is one of those things that you don't want to worry about, but having something like this makes you feel a little more safe. For an example, I mean, remember when I left the house? I don't know, it was like 400 miles away from the house, and then I looked and saw water on the floor. Well, something as simple as this little water detector would have totally let me know. So, you know, you can stick this like in your water heater pan, or you can put it in the kitchen underneath a faucet or something, and when you're away, you could be on the other side of the country like I'm going to be, and this is going to go into the home network there, and then I'm going to get a push notification on my phone saying, Eric, there's water detected on your floor, instantly. So, you know, all of this stuff here is just kind of peace of mind. Yes, I'm installing it on my RV because I have had some crazy people try some certain things on my RV. You guys remember somebody stole my truck out of a compartment that was on the side of my RV. I had somebody climb up onto the roof of one of my RVs and pull off a solar panel. I've had drunken people throw garbage cans at the side of my RV. This RV is my home, just like any other normal home there, and I want to keep it protected. And I certainly don't want to have somebody come wire up some crazy system, so I definitely feel like having this do-it-yourself wireless system is probably the way to go for most of us, you know? Let's see how easy this is to set up, though. Alright, just plugged in the base here. It's blinking.
Welcome to SimpliSafe.
Oh, that's awesome. Also, you'll notice this little tab right here. That is because this has battery backup. So if the power goes out in your RV or your house, it has the battery backup. You're not going to be without being notified. Next thing we're going to do is sync the keypad here. You'll notice there's a little thing that you can peel off here that it reminds you that the edges all click. So all 4 edges are actually clickable buttons, and then this will be the screen. So now that I know that, I'm going to take off the screen. Going to pull out the tab so that the battery is activated. There we go. Ooh, it's looking all pretty, doing some funny stuff there. Cool. There's the SimpliSafe logo. And it says it's searching for the base, connected to the base station. Well, that's cool. The indicator lights over here are going to tell you different things that are going on. Install in progress, press menu to continue setup. Okay, I pressed menu. Choose a master PIN. Okay, so you're going to select a 4-digit code here, which is your master PIN. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kidding. Don't use that PIN. That's not the PIN I used. Use something creative and unique to you. Okay, now it wants me to connect to Wi-Fi. Set up now? Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. Searching for Wi-Fi networks. We should find Nomadic Fanatic in there. Right there. That's the one. Enter the password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, then it'll connect. It might look like it's flashing here. It's not flashing, it's just an effect with my camera there, but we'll connect to my Wi-Fi. There we go. Connected successfully. See some different lights going on there. That's cool. And now we are going to install our devices. Follow the mounting instructions in the guidebook or mobile app. That's right, the mobile app. Don't be afraid of technology, guys. This app, this is going to be so helpful for anyone, especially an RVer. Say your dog's in here and you're going in to eat for 30 minutes. You can literally monitor everything going on in your RV right through your app. You can make changes, and it's going to do push notifications if you set that up, so that if there's a CO2 issue, or if the smoke detector goes off, or the water leak, or it starts to freeze or something, maybe your heater quit working and you get a freeze notice. It's like, okay, well, that's good to know. While I'm sitting here eating in a restaurant, I can run back to the RV real quick and make some changes. So definitely get the SimpliSafe app for your phone. And like I said, the next step is going to be starting to position things like the sensors and things. And I will mention that for the purposes of this video, I am going to place them in some certain locations, but I don't really want the world to know where they're really going to end up. So I'm going to temporarily put them in some spots, okay? And again, there are 2 different ways to mount these. You can use the actual tape, and you would take the tape off and then stick it in the corner like that. Or you can use the provided screws, and pretty much all of these, I believe, have this plate that comes off. Okay, the plate comes off so that you can mount the plate, and then, however often you need to, you can replace the batteries that are in this. And remember, this is all in an attempt to make this so that it's easier to install. There's no wires going through the walls. I will mention these motion sensors have a sensitivity gauge on there, plus and minus, low and high. So that's kind of cool. You can adjust it if you have pets or shadows going through the window or something like that. All right, I got one of the sensors installed up here. There is a button on the top, so you can put this the wrong way. They do advise you to have the button on the top up here, so I think it's ready for me. We're going to be using the base station and this to sync it. I'm going to push the button, and we're going to see what happens. I've already pulled the battery tab out, so this is ready to go.
Motion sensor detected.
See?
Now choose a name.
Okay, so the base has now detected the motion sensor. We're going to go back to the keypad here, and it wants me to pick a name. See, living room, kitchen, basement, dining room, family room. You can go through these, and I think, yeah, you can even select other, and then you can use the keypad to type in whatever you want. So I am selecting, there we go. I've written office on there, and then set.
Motion sensor named.
There we go, motion sensor has named. And then we can move through the rest of these. You're going to want to put the panic button somewhere. Like me, I think this would be best probably in the bedroom area, because that's where things might happen bad if someone's outside my RV. So I would mount this near the bed, and when you hit that, I guess the master alarm would go off. You got the glass break sensor, so if someone pounds out a window somewhere, and maybe in the living room, that'd be a good spot for that. Again, we talked about the water sensor, either underneath a cabinet somewhere on the floor, or in your water heater area under the bed of the RV, possibly. let's install some door sensors here. Door sensors are easy to install there. You don't have to have them super close. I mean, you can kind of see how far away they're going to get in case you have a strange door, but the light will kind of tell you in here. I'll open the door, and you can see it flashes blue like that, saying it was open. It comes back, it flashes again. Again, tap the button on the top to sync it. I missed what it said, but it wants me to name it, so let's go down here. Yep, we're gonna name the entry, and it already says front door. That's perfect.
Entry sensor.
Entry sensor is named and selected. Perfect. And then you'll go through all of these. The carbon monoxide sensor, you're probably gonna want down on the floor somewhere like that. Your smoke detector, possibly a little higher. I want to move on to the camera next, and I think in order to use that feature you will have to have the app installed on your phone so we can check that. Okay, so I plugged in the camera here. It initially was flashing yellow, and I think it was just kind of connecting and making sure it had the latest firmware and everything. And then off camera it told me that my camera was ready, and now it's blinking white. And again, we're going to check out the app now to see how to control that. So when you first open this app, you're going to have to activate your system here. It wants you to get the QR code from the bottom of your base station. This is the base station. I want to keep mine private to the public, but it's underneath there. You're going to scan that with your phone on the bottom. Okay, I got it selected, and then we are going to talk about the plans. There's only 2 plans. We're going to go ahead and start the free 30-day trial for now and talk about the plans later. So that's going to ask you for some card information here. Again, you get a 30-day free trial anyway just to get everything set up, but more on this later and how awesome this service is. Because, I mean, 50 cents a day is nothing to make sure that everything in the RV is safe all the time. Then it's going to ask you for your monitored address. This would be where you're actually putting it in your home, but because I'm in an RV for right now, I'm just going to list my physical address in Texas on here, and you can update this later. Also, and I know you can't see this screen very well, but that's okay, it's not important. It's going to ask you on the previous step to select a safe word. That means in case the authorities call you, you can give them that safe word you've selected and they won't dispatch. Also, this is asking for some contact because they're going to contact you first, whatever number you put here, before they call the police or the fire or the medic and stuff like that. If they can't get a hold of you, they will go straight to the authorities. All right, now that that's all activated and good to go, it's asking me to set up my indoor camera. So go ahead and approve that. And yes, we have it's also got the video doorbell. We'll do that in a second, but first let's activate the indoor camera through the app here. Join a network. All right, and my app is asking me, is the light flashing white? Yes, it is flashing white, so we can say yes. Okay, we're gonna get another QR code here. It wants you to put this code in front of the camera. So like, oh, okay, that was cool.
Now attempting to connect to Wi-Fi.
Cool. It's flashing blue. Here's the app, and there we are. Little bit of a delay, maybe a 4 or 5 second delay, I think. Yeah, there I go talking. I have the volume turned down, but it's working. Our camera's working. And I will mention that the camera itself doesn't come with any adhesive way to mount it, but you could just put some 3M tape on there and stick that wherever you want to inside the RV, or even if you wanted to see what was going on, you could put it outside your curtain and kind of monitor what's going on outside a certain area. I kind of like that it has that long cord and can be moved anywhere. Can we take a quick break and at least point out that this is probably the most easiest possible installation I've ever done? This is so weird when everything works exactly as it's supposed to work in the really clear, easy to understand directions. Thank you, SimpliSafe, for that. A lot of us really, really appreciate that. Next, let's install the video camera doorbell ringer. All right, now for the video doorbell, I physically don't have a doorbell installed on my RV right now, so most houses are going to have a doorbell already, and they're going to have 2 wires. So that's why the bracket comes in. This, you know, if you really wanted to be push and have a doorbell going on, you'd either have to have the existing wires that you're going to tap into and then plug into here, or you can just use it remotely if you can get your USB micro through there, through the wall, to mount this on the outdoor. It's completely weatherproof and everything. The only thing for me is I'm not going to have the doorbell yet. Later on, I may add that wiring so I can actually have somebody push a doorbell and I can talk to them. This would be safe for like COVID or something like that. I don't have to get out of my RV and I can say hi to somebody or slip them a sticker or something. But let's go ahead and get this set up through the app and see how that works. Again, you probably can't see much of this, but Video Doorbell Pro, that's what we got. Are you installing it at home? Sure. Join another network on that, okay. All right, I've got it plugged in. It's flashing white. My app is asking me if I have installed it. No, not really correctly, but it's going to work for my services. So is the light flashing white? Yes, it is. We're going to scan another code. There we go.
Okay. Now attempting to connect to Wi-Fi.
And it's wide angle, and it'll record motion. That was pretty easy. And like I said, you could literally just cut a hole in the side of the RV and bring this out. You do not have to use the doorbell feature, but I'm going to eventually, just so you know. I'm just going to mount the rest of my sensors and my smoke detector and CO2 detector everywhere, and then I'll show you where I mount my keypad. Yeah, and remember, you can put this wherever you want because it comes right out of the bracket. You can take it to bed with you or take it outside if you want to or something. I like it by the door, kind of where my sensor is right now. So if we are inside, we can click home, and then certain sensors are activated. We can turn it off, which will ask me for my PIN, and you can set up how much the time delay is here, so you can push away. And now we have a countdown, 57, 56. That's how much time we have before all of my sensors are activated. So you can get out and actually lock the door and make sure everything's good, and you can adjust that and bring it down as well. You don't need to, because again, you can get these key fobs, and I can turn it off. Turn it off like that, or if I'm away,
Please exit now.
turn it off.
Alarm off.
And when I get my alarm for the house, I am going to install the deadbolt locking system. It's so weird. You can remotely unlock your deadbolt from my phone anywhere in the country to let anybody in the house. And that's really cool, but it's just, I'm not going to use it in the RV system right now, because the deadbolt system on an RV is a little more tricky and complicated, and this doesn't just, it's not just an easy installation. Whereas at your house, if you have any standard type of deadbolt, this would probably work perfectly and easily. And also, that alarm is piercing. I'm in an area where I have other RVers really, really close to me. It is loud. It is piercingly loud. You can hear it for miles away. And don't worry, because like I said, even if you're not at the RV or you're away or doing something, if they can't get a hold of you and you can't verify through the camera or your app that everything's okay, the police will just show up and you're safe. And I had better at least kind of address Wi-Fi, because in your house, we all have a router. Most of us already have Wi-Fi. It's easy to just tap into that. I'm making it seem so simple that I'm just able to have Wi-Fi in the RV. I feel like I've been over this lots and lots on my channel, so I'm assuming that most of you know my channel. You know that I love my Nomad internet. Nomad internet is completely different than the security system. Basically, you're going to have a hotspot device like this that has a SIM card that uses cellular Wi-Fi that creates a hotspot, that also has an Ethernet port on the bottom and creates a hotspot in the RV. So as long as this is on, I pretty much have unlimited hotspot Wi-Fi. That's how I'm able to connect my SimpliSafe system into this to be able to keep it online all the time. In your house, it's going to be easier. In an RV, you're going to have either this, or you're going to have to use the actual hotspot from your phone if you want to be able to broadcast the SimpliSafe stuff to your app on your phone remotely. Now again, if you're looking to build your own custom system, go on their website. They've got some really good value stuff there, and you can get exactly what you need for your RV or your house if you're looking for your house. And you'll want to check out SimpliSafe.com/nomadicfanatic to get some really good deals this month. I want to personally thank SimpliSafe for considering the RV community. A lot of RVers also have a house. I'm one of them, so again, I'm going to need another similar system like this when I get to the house, so that I can monitor the house while I'm away from it, and also now I have the RV, which is totally secure when I step out, so that I can even keep an eye on jacks through my phone app. And again, you get the 30-day trial with that, but for about 50 cents a day, you can really make sure that your house or your RV is completely secure. And if you can't respond, or if I'm in a place where my cell phone doesn't have service or something, which is oftentimes boondocking, somebody else is still going to be notified and be able to know, to be able to send some help. So what do I think of this product? I absolutely give them 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. I'm holding the camera in the other hand, but no, this is great. Thank you so much, SimpliSafe. And again, if you want to get a good deal and build your own custom system, visit SimpliSafe.com/nomadicfanatic.